Okay, this week we're going to be looking at figure-ground relationships. And here, as we go through the module, there's some reading to do. There's looking for these relationships in design. There's a discussion board related to that. Um, and there's a couple practices. So before we get started, we're going to look at Illustrator in a minute and talk about the assignment. But the basics of a figure-ground relationship, or what we're looking for, are stable, where we have a centered black square on a white background, a reversible, where it's not really very clear what the figure-ground relationship is, or like it flip-flops, really. It could be the black, it could be the white. The last one is the ambiguous figure-ground relationship, where again, the hierarchy is not super clear. So it's not so much it's flip-flopping, but it's more kind of up in the air of like, well, exactly what is going on there. Um, all right, so let's look at what the assignment is. I'm going to go to here, the figure ground. Okay, we have some examples again from art history. Here we have this Greek pot. Okay. Here we have a pottery piece again from Picasso, where he's also playing with figure ground. Practice 1 in Illustrator, you're going to create 16 different compositions. And I would like you to notice, though, the due date is at the end of this module, 224 on Blackboard. That's because the second part is due the week after. Okay, we're going to be creating these relationships with fonts, and we're going to alternate between black and white. So we're going to use one letter. Okay, part of this is getting used to the expressive values of different font families. And again, we're working within boxes and clipping in the shapes. And I actually have I think, an actually easier way to do the clipping this week that you can try out. You can do what we were doing before, but I think this way is a little bit easier, but it's your preference. The second part of it is adding color. Okay, so we're going to look at that in a minute. And I do want you to notice the due date is 2 weeks. Okay, so when week 6 starts, you're going to have other things going on, but you're going to have this one last thing of adding color to it. And here we can see colors, complementary color schemes, analogous color schemes, and triadic. Okay, so let's look at Illustrator. And this is kind of a summary of the practice. Actually, there's a worksheet here that describes it all. You're going to draw out 16 boxes with the rectangle. Each box is going to be 1.5 inches. All right, and you're going to pick some different fonts and all of this stuff. Okay. Clipping mask. I have it written out here for you. And I think that's it. Yes. Okay. All right, create a new file. Draw out 16 boxes. I actually don't say how big the file should be. I guess you'll have to figure that out. 1.5, 1.5. If you have 4, I'm not good at math. 8. I think you get away with like a 10 by, do 13 by 19. That'll get you there. And that'll give you some space to play with. All right, so let's get Illustrator open. Where is my Illustrator? There it is. Okay, so again, as we're in here, we want these things lined up 1.5 by 1.5 with the proper spacing. So again, feel free to in your properties to turn on your rulers, to turn on your grid, if that helps you get started. Inch and a half, so yeah, you could use this. So 3 by 3 squares. If it's still set up from last time, you should be all 1 inch. Okay. Now where did my mouse die? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put a square down. And I'm going to have the fill off. And then black as the stroke. And I'm going to hold down Shift. Come on. My mouse is being funny. Keep it square. Okay. Now mine's set up to millimeters. I did this quick, but again, you could customize that here. Just make sure you set it up to inches before. And now I'm going to grab my type tool, and I want to show you that clipping method. All right, so I don't know what my font is right now, but over here in the toolbar, this is the alternate way. Look at these little buttons right here. Okay, draw inside. Okay, so if I click on that, it's going to bring up a bounding box. And now I'm just going to click in here with my type tool. And it's set to the default Myriad Pro. And I'm going to use the letter B. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to switch my font. Switch it to band shrift. And let's see, what else can I do? Set to fill. Character. I can scale it up here, but I'm probably not going to be big enough. All right, so I'm going to grab my move tool. And I'm going to, again, hold down Shift. Oh, and you see how that's clipping in? So I'm going for, I don't know what I'm going for. Maybe ambiguous. Nope, don't do that. Hold down Shift. Now I'm going to play with the spacing. All right, now I got that little clip around there. Important thing when we're doing this is when we go to the next tool, okay, when I make my next box, is to switch back to draw normal, okay, and that highlights it here. Let me turn off the properties. There we go. All right. So that little clipping trick, that's a good trick, okay? Also, if you want to reverse the black and the white, okay, I'm going to click on my box. And I'm going to go, come on, select box. There we go. And I'm going to switch it here to black. Okay, and then I'll switch my font to white. Okay, and obviously for the color one, when you get there, you can just switch these two colors. Okay, so there's the other option if you want to use black and white and opposites. Okay, so you're going to keep lining them up, adding those elements, okay, switching fonts, looking at different fonts, okay, but that's like the new method for us this week. Let's go back and we'll just look at one quick thing for the color. And again, you're not doing it this week, but you will be. So to get the color theories, all right, we can use the web link here for the Adobe Color Wheel. All right, and if you want to get different experiences, You can do analogous. All right, and it'll give you options for creating an analogous color scheme. Okay, and again, analogous is any three colors that are side by side on the color wheel. Here it's giving you 5. Okay, so again, you would pick 3. If I want it to do complementary, again, it points it right across. All right, so this could give you ideas. It could go here and here. Or you could do, another one would be triad, okay, where you're picking 3 parts of the color wheel. Okay, and again, I'd like you to stick to those: analogous, triad, and complementary. Okay, so on here again are some student examples. And again, I'd like you to repeat the font choice below and then tell me what property you're doing. Is it reversible? Is it stable? Is it ambiguous? Okay, so for each square, I'm going to see the font and then the property.